All right, we got Lollapalooza here, lost on land again. She's doing a big thank you video for the Lollapalooza last week there in beautiful Abilene, Texas. And then I look at her tags. You know, these are things you can look at. When you're on YouTube, when you upload your video, you can put these little tags in. And then on Social Blade, if you download the Social Blade app on Google Chrome browser, you can see what the tags are. And this is how, you know, YouTube can circulate your video where they see, oh, solo woman, Chevy high top van. You know, they'll circulate your video because of people that might be interested in searching for some of these things. And I don't see my name in here. I mean, for all the promotion I did for her. I mean, we must have mentioned Lola a couple dozen times in Lollapalooza, and then we, you know, covered all the people covering her, like RV Rebel Girl and Lost on Land again. Yeah, RV Rebel Girl got a listing there, but we didn't. I don't know. Papa Texas didn't get one either. And we had the big breakfast. I don't know, man. I guess I must be sitting at the wrong lunch table. Another one from Maddie Van Halen here. He's been dropping the we a lot instead of me or I. You know, the we. We did this. We went to the restaurant. We saw this. There's Maddie's van, the Clean Tech one. Who's that? Somebody else is with him. You know, now, when he did his last trip a while back, was it a year or two ago, to Colorado, you know, he met up with a certain woman, and they traveled together for quite a while, and so I guess, is that the same person? I don't know. You know, again, I like these videos because it's kind of like the little, you know, Matty usually travels by himself and does his own thing, and then there's just so many we's in here. Then we did this, but then you don't see too much evidence of the, just a little hint that he's traveling with somebody else here. They went to Oatman, so you got all the donkeys there. You know, it's where the donkeys all ride, you know, run down the road there, and everybody loves that. It's so cute. And maybe I'll have to do that when I go out there. You know, I don't know. So, yeah, you know, I want to see those donkeys. Anyway, and then at the very end of the video here, you know, it's a very nice video, and he runs the, I presume that's just somebody, right? That's just somebody that's there, whatever. So, you know, who knows? Are we getting a sneak peek at the other person in his life right now, or is that just somebody else? I don't know. Who's he? I don't know. Anyway, so, yeah, who knows? What you mean we? Hey, we haven't seen I'm Calling You Out back in a while. I'm Calling You Out. This guy used to do reviews of various nomadic channels and call them out. Call them out. Anyway, there's a video he put up 13 minutes and 40 seconds here. I'm looking for my favorite, you know, YouTube vloggers. No luck. Anyway, but that could be somebody. I could imagine that could be certain nomad we cover here on the channel with a little costuming going on there for Halloween 2021. This, again, I wasn't sure where this was all taken. This is some sort of a resort where they have a big Hollywood celebration. I mean, a big, what is the Halloween? A big Halloween celebration. And anyway, and then it said Velo Coaster. He walked by a big thing called the Velo Coaster, something like that. And and then I Googled it, and it came up with, yeah, this is it here. It came up with Universal Orlando. So Universal Park, Comcast, Universal, what NBC owns it, and down there in Orlando. So he looked for, I'm calling you out, looked for some nomads in costume, and we may have found one there. I don't know, but you know, Universal Disney is a big place where a lot of the nomads like to go, and you know, Disney's right down the road, and then you got Universal and a whole bunch of other theme parks, and I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway. And then there's the pool. Yeah. Grab your Bud Light. Hey, we talk about nomads getting home bases and getting property and building houses and settling down and whether that is a certain evolution of the nomadic life that eventually you get to a point where, okay, it's been cool traveling around. Now let's get a little bit of a roots going, okay? Anyway, Diana and Matt, their adventurous way, and they have an address, and it is Vermont, Vermont, New England, right? Vermont, New England. Anyway, they are building, and they got some land and all this other cool stuff, and they're building up. They actually got an address, which means they can install a mailbox, and and then permits and permits and more permits. Anyway, check them out. Adventurous Way, 17.8 thousand subs, learning how to build a house. They're actually learning how to do it. You just saw Trent and Allie doing this. In fact, they're doing a very good job of it. They're actually doing a very professional job of it. But this is kind of a lower budget, smaller channel, but they're doing kind of the same thing, learning how to build a house, and they have an address, and they're getting settled. Anyway, check them out. Good channel. Hey, we got Van City Van Life Chrome there out in the mountains there of Canada. It's raining, it's kind of miserable, and he's got a jacket. Now, that's not exactly like the jacket that Nampa Nana sent me. Mine's more of a lightweight hoodie, but he's got the same kind of gray camo on it, so, yeah. Anyway. And the shorts, rocking the shorts in that chilly, miserable weather, hey. And really cool, it talks about GPS stuff. You can get a lot of cool GPS stuff on your phone. And especially if you have cell service, it can be really helpful. It can show where you are when you drive in the backcountry, the outback. You're in the outback of Australia and you don't know where you are, and you kind of go down all these little back roads, and you want to get back to civilization, and that can be helpful. But again, you got to have it has to work, right? Yeah. And of course, on those GPS systems, there's a lot of these roads aren't even on the maps there, so. Anyway, good stuff there from Mr. Van City Van Life. Of course, I've talked to a number of nomads that have dogs and cats, and if they put out a video, I think that, you got to show the dog. You got to, hey, you did a whole 29-minute video and we didn't get to see Chrome. We got Dave's RV Life there. He's heading south from Pennsylvania into Virginia. Where's he going next? I don't know, man. Anyway, he's at the Waltons. Earl Hamner, who, Earl Hamner, who was the author for the Waltons. Remember that old show, John Boy? Good night, John, whatever. Good night, Mary. Good night, whatever. Anyway, that wonderful show with who was in that. I met Will Gear. Will Gear was the grandpa. Grandpa Walton, Will Gear, very colorful character. Look him up on Google. You'll find a lot of things about Will Gear you never knew. But anyway, I met him at the airport, Dulles Airport outside Washington, D.C. once. I did. That's right. My brush with fame. One of my many brushes with fame. Did I ever tell you that Tim Conway knew my dad in the Army? I never. Anyway, Dave, right, Dave and Buster. Dave and Bella, David Bella, are there at the Walton's place. They're just south of Charlottesville in beautiful Virginia, and they're checking out all the, again, they filmed the show in California, okay, so they kind of recreated the Walton's house there, made it, for the tourists and all that, but anyway, so if you're into the Waltons, and then he also went to Mayberry just before this, not Mayberry, it's Mount Airy. He's Mount Airy there in, I think that's coming up next, Mount Airy there in North Carolina, where that was okay, let's start over here. Mount Airy is the alleged town Mayberry for, good old Andy Griffith, if you watched that show for many years. That was actually set in a little fictitious town in North Carolina, but it's supposed to be Mayberry, but it's really Mount Airy. And they have the Mayberry meetup there every year. So anyway, that just happened just recently. Anyway, good video here. I'm doing that again. It's a good video. Check it out. Dave and Bella on Walton's Mountain. Finally, he's out of the. I was so bored with Harold Balder in the USA and Arizona and stuff. Glad to see him down there in Latin America, South America, Brazil, whatever, wherever he is. Anyway, good one from Itchy Boots here. She is finally finished with season 5. That was a wonderful trip she did in South Africa. She did a motorcycle race there at the end, which I wasn't really into, but. Always enjoy Itchy Boots, and she spent quite a few months there in South Africa, Namibia, Zimbabwe, or Zambia. Yeah, and it was really interesting. I really enjoyed that. She said she's going back to the Netherlands for a short trip just to take care of stuff, and then she wants to get on the road again real soon. So, you know what I would love to see her do? I would love to see her get back to South America. Remember, she was doing that that trip. She was going from Argentina to Alaska, okay? And then the pandemic hit right when she got to about Bolivia and Peru. And then she had to stop, and then they had the lockdowns in all the countries, and then she had to fly back to the Netherlands on an emergency Dutch evacuation flight. And then she went and toured a bunch of, she got into parts of Scandinavia and did some nice touring there, and then Iceland, and then of course down to South Africa. I love her videos on her cycles, and it would be nice if maybe she could continue that journey, maybe get back down to Peru, Bolivia sometime, and then head up through, Central America, and Mexico, and the good old USA, Canada, and then Alaska, and then finally hit the North Pole, or at least Barrow, right? I would love to see her driving into Barrow sometime next summer. I don't know, you could do that now. Pandemic is kind of easing up, and as we've seen Kurt and Snow, they're doing their traveling the other way. They just went from Panama down to Colombia. Good video from them too. There they are, Kurt and Snow. Kurt's got Snow's got some knee issues, and I think she might get some surgery down there in Medellin. They're down in Medellin, however you say that. It's just a very notorious town there in Colombia. So they're having a good time, but she needs her knee is really bothering her. So anyway, is an excellent video. Highly recommend it. Go please watch this. Again, Camo Dave recommends, Camo Dave demands you watch this. The other Trans-Siberian Railroad, the BAM, the B-A-M, Lake Baikal, whatever. It's there kind of north of Mongolia in Russia. And they have this, they have this Siberian Railroad that goes all the way up to Vladivostok from Moscow. But they also have another branch of it, kind of, that's called the BAM. And it's up there to, to open up the frontiers of Siberia. It was built years ago, but it is a fascinating video. Bald Bankrupt Ben there goes out there, and it is fascinating. And he just, some of the nicest people he runs into, some really sweet babushkas, and some interesting folks, and some hotels, and some funky eateries, and this train. And then the funny thing is he's sharing a compartment with this Russian dude who really snores loudly. And so he can't sleep. He's like, Anyway, I highly recommend this one. 34 minutes. I wish it was 44 minutes because it was a good one. Check him out. Always good stuff from B&B. Hey, that ought to do it for Thursday, the 28th of October, 2021. I want to thank, I got a really nice Thanksgiving card here from Wayne in... let's just say North Carolina. Wayne in North Carolina. Wow, thank you, Wayne. I appreciate that. It's a little dinero in there, and I love getting swag. Camo Dave, 104 North Green Street, number 116, Morganton, North Carolina, 28655. And this was a very nice card. Thank you very much, Wayne. I appreciate that. All right, folks. Thank you so much for watching. You have a good one. Log on.